We are at it again. Welcome to the October 2023 reflections video. If you are meeting me for the first time, welcome. My name is Melanie Santos. I am a mind, body, spirit, energy, wellness educator, a multidisciplinary healer, a digital creator, a mom, wife, highly sensitive person, making her very intentional living here in New York City. If you haven't yet, grab a journal or something that you can write with and be prepared to pause, because the function of these videos is for me to use my lived experience as wisdom, sort of act as an example. You know, there are a lot of teachers who just like tell, teach, but don't ever show, how they're living what they teach. And so this is one of my favorite things to do, is to tell you what's gone on in my life for the month. What have I learned, acquired, released, gone through in mind, body, and spirit, alongside what I've watched, what I've read, what's like tickling my fancy. So I want to also give you the time to pause the video and reflect with some of the questions that I'm asking myself for the month. So make sure that you're prepared to do that. I think this is the fourth or fifth video that I make like this, and I just want to say thank you if you continue to come back month after month. I'm trying my best to get consistent on YouTube, and life has been a lot, and so thank you. I just wanted to say thank you for sticking by. And if this is your first one, I hope that you come back next month. Let's kick it off by talking mental health. I can't talk about mental health without acknowledging where we all are mentally right now. October was obviously one of the most difficult, horrific, atrocious months that we all had to go through collectively as we witness literal genocide happening before our eyes. I have been very vocal on all of my social channels, in my interpersonal relationships, about how I feel. I have been very vocal about resources, about calling, about voting. And so I just wanted to start off the video by acknowledging that. I see you if you are feeling like you're in despair. I see you if you are Palestinian, Gazan. I also see you if you're Israeli, if you're a Jewish person. I see you in your pain. I see you in your hurt. I see you as an American. I see you as a citizen of the world. I see you as somebody who wants the world to be a better place and may at times feel helpless. But I also see you in your strength. I also see you as someone who is here because they need to be here right now, in this day and age, in this lifetime, to make a difference. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. With that said, the end of September into the beginning of October was a shit show for us collectively, but also for me personally. A lot of shit felt like it hit the fan at the very same time, and all happened collectively and also personally for me to really pull me and us into what do we need to do to be and feel liberated. That's the question that I was asking myself, and that's the question that I pose for you to reflect on. Maybe you learned that in October, and maybe this is the first time that you're ever considering it, but like, what do you have to do in order to feel your most liberated, in order to feel free? It's obviously something that we are struggling with as a people, as a world, as a society, and I am confident that even amidst the atrocities that are happening right now, we are being offered opportunities to liberate ourselves as a people. And so I hope that we do that. I'm not claiming that I have any of the answers. I'm not claiming that I know exactly what to do. But I will say, it is often the avoidance of really simple remedies that keep us in really complicated collective chaos. That is definitely something that I learned in October. Throughout these videos, I have talked about my mental health and me working with and through pressure. And in September, something clicked. I felt like I was tired. Like, I always talk about like The only way to really get yourself out of a situation is by finally becoming tired of it. And I think that speaks to us as a people as well. But I got tired of it. And so I really committed myself to making changes in the arenas of my life that needed change. And then my daughter got really, really, really sick at the end of September. And then I was going through other personal things at the same time too, and kind of navigating them alone. And that really put a wedge in what I had planned as this like liberation journey. And so I had committed, and then shit hit the fan. And then in October, I had to really sit down and ask myself, are you going to allow this to be a wall, a barrier, or is this going to be just a bump in the road? And even when the bumps in the road felt like mountains, I really kept going. And so I'm really proud of myself for the ways that I have busted through a lot of the mindsets that kept me caged in my own life. It took me a lot to even admit that to myself, and it took me a lot to sit in front of this camera and say that to you. One of the things that I always have in my mind, that have always had top of mind, is I want to be honest about the shit that I go through. I want to be honest about my growth and how I get there. I never want to present myself as an expert without having shown my work, right? But I also don't want people to just tune in, and this is my imposter syndrome and like my fear speaking, right? But like think I'm a fraud, right? I don't want anybody to also think like I can talk about liberation work and I can talk about healing myself, but here I am, like letting shit hit the fan and letting myself feel brought down. And so I just want to remind people, one, hold yourself accountable for your fears. Just because I'm showing you who I am and showing you what I go through on a day-to-day doesn't mean that I'm not a strong person, doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm doing, doesn't mean that I'm not an expert. I am an expert because I go through these things, and that's something that I constantly have to remind myself, even 5-10 years in. And even though it sounds really cliche, how you combat your struggles, how you embody the warrior within, makes you more equipped, makes you the expert, not only of your own life, but the expert of that challenge that you slayed. I couldn't think of another word. October was really something. Like, it was hard, it was challenging. I had to show up for myself, but as I prioritized my needs and as I started to change my routines and change the way that I responded to life, even in really small ways, my blessings and more so the answers to prayers that I've been praying most recently have started to really show up for me. And it's just a testament to how much we could set intentions, how much we could pray, how much we can slowly work towards the things and the goals that we want. But when we really start moving, when we really start moving and removing the things that we're used to, the connections that are stale, is when our life starts to really become fortified in the ways that it needs to in order for us to really live in this higher plane. And I'm really living in that this month. I'll share with you a few of the things that started happening for me. I honestly wasn't sure that I wanted to share this yet, but it's been such a huge part of my life and such a huge hindrance, and to see it and feel it lifting is just incredible. If you know me, if you're a part of my community, if you follow me for a while, you know that one of the things that I struggle with, and I've been very honest about, is asking for and accepting help. On October 6th, I got the chance to hold a wellness session at a conference, something that I haven't done in a long time, months, maybe a year. And it was incredible. Thank you, Poderistas, for having me in this beautiful conference centered on Latinas and wellness. And as I'm like preparing to go on stage and I'm talking to people and I'm mingling, I got to reconnect with somebody who honestly I had been following, and I had gone to their workshops. I'm not going to say who it is. I'm going to tell you the juice and the tea, but I'm not going to tell you the details because some things got to stay sacred. So I'm talking to this person and we're being really honest with each other about like where we are in life, and they're telling me how happy they are and how little they work and how much time they have for themselves and their family. And I just responded with, instead of being like, oh, that's great, I'm so proud of you, I was honest and showed up like, damn, that is goals. That is something that I really want for myself, because right now I'm not there. And they started sort of asking questions, and we got into this really beautiful conversation about like where I am. And long story short, this person offered to help me. Immediately in my body, I started like flare up, like red flags, help is coming, help is coming. And I'm like, I had to ask myself in that moment, in that split moment, who are you to say no? Who are you to say no to help that you've been asking for? Like, I had to look this person in the eyes and check back when I got home, like all these like manifestation lists and letters, my claim of abundance, places that I've described down to a T. What would help look like for me? What would it look like for me to be clear? What would it look like for me to work? What would it look like for me to have time for leisure? And how do I get there? And everything just matched up. I felt so incredibly grateful. So long story short, I said yes. And so I have a mentor now, and which is very weird because I am a mentor to many different people, like right now, and have always been a mentor and have never been mentored. I've had mentors in the past. I've always been like the honor student who gets to be a part of these mentorship communities. And to be honest with you, a lot of these programs are offered to like any inner city schools and inner city kids who do really well, and they're sort of like scouted and connected with somebody really powerful. And I've had 2 of those opportunities. And both of my mentors have been really powerful white women. One of them, I'm not going to say who she was, but in college I had a mentor who was the vice president of a very well-known and very large technology company, like very large. And I didn't find it helpful. I didn't feel seen. I compared what I was able to do with my classmates who also had mentors. And I'm like, I was just always so resentful. Like, I'm like, is this what mentorship is? Because I'm good on this. And so I've never quite gotten over that. And that's part of my inner child healing. And so here I am being presented with this opportunity to not only get help, but to also heal that like neural pathway, right? Like that connection to what I thought this looked like. And so now I have this really strong, beautiful, successful Latina who sees me and wants to help me and is helping me. And so I made the investment in myself, which I also think is extremely important, and something that I've been doing in the last couple of years is making large investments in me, who I am and who I want to be. And so I have a mentor now, and it's really amazing. I actually just met with her via Zoom, and we're working on some incredible things, soul-wise, business-wise for me and for y'all. Like, it's up. It's really up, and I'm really, really, really happy. But more than anything, I'm really proud of myself. My mental health and my capacity have increased so much because I have somebody that is not so much as like, I'm not being told what to do, but I'm being held accountable for the things that I tell myself I can't do, which is so important for me and so important for all of us. I am definitely one of those people who can talk herself out of things, grand ideas, downloads, like offerings, like all sorts of things. And to have somebody who, again, has done this and is doing it and believes in me is incredible. Like, somebody that can tell me, you're bugging, you need to say no, or like, you absolutely need to say yes to this, and let me tell you why this is going to work and let me help you make it work, is just invaluable. And so shout out to all the mentors, myself included, the coaches, the life coaches, all the people who are leading and guiding, who are willing to offer their medicine and offer their wisdom so that the leaders of the world can really step into who they are and can really remember who the fuck they are. It's just, I'm really happy to be here. This month of November, I celebrate 5 years full-time doing this work full-time and 10 years of talking about mind, body, spirit wellness on the internet. And that's really cause for celebration because I know that I've affected so many people in really important ways. I know because a lot of you tell me, and I save them, print them out. I have folders where I can look back at the impact that I make on a daily basis, and it's just incredible. But it's also been a bittersweet time to look at or to reach this anniversary. As November neared, I started to get a little bit down on myself, as anybody would, just comparing myself to myself. I don't often compare myself to other people, but I often compare myself to visions I've had about myself in the past or ideas I've had. And I started to get down on myself because I'm not necessarily in the place that I thought I would be 5-10 years in. And then I had to catch myself because I am exactly where I need to be. I am exactly where I need to be to blast off. I have spent the past 5 years especially really cementing a strong foundation. I have an incredible community, incredible knowledge, resources. I've more than anything spent the last 5 years working on myself. It wasn't all about business. I needed to make sure that I was fortified so that what I was doing would present itself or would be held in the best ways possible. And so I'm just getting started. I'm ready. I'm not going to say prepare to be sick of me, even though it's on my mind.
It's feeling like me season right now. I feel so bad for anybody who doesn't fuck with me. Mute me, block me, whatever you need to do, because it's a me season right now. It's my time.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to celebrate myself, this path that I've created, this unconventional path that I've created, because I'll never forget the look on my parents' faces when I told them I was quitting my very cushy corporate job to do this work. And I don't think they really still don't really understand what I do, but I know that they're very proud of me. And so yeah, November is for more hard work. I'm working harder than ever, but working smarter than ever too. And November is definitely for celebration. Moving forward into November, I am continuously releasing any ties to fear and what fear tells me that I need to believe. And I'm showing you firsthand, the types of conversations that I have with myself and how I'm able to pull it back, rebuttal. And I am calling in doing it scared. One of the best things that has been cropping up here and there through social media are some of the leaders that I admire, that I follow, talking about their origin story. And one of the things that I have heard for the past couple of weeks over and over, and I'm like, I see what's happening here, are these leaders, these people that I admire, especially leaders in business, talk about how they're scared every day and how they just show up and go for it. And so I'm really looking forward to embodying the businesswoman that I always told myself that I couldn't be or that I wasn't, so that the medicine woman that I've always been can thrive. Now, this is your chance to pause the video and reflect on your mental health in the month of October, what you're releasing and what you're calling in for the month of November. Now let's get into the body. For the past couple of months, I have been talking about wanting to release lack of structure, especially as it comes to my body, my physical health, and how I do day-to-day things. I'm happy to report with my Summer Fridays lip gloss in my hand, I did that. I really did that. And I'm proud. That's going to be the theme of this video. I'm super proud of myself. My September reflections video was filmed live on Instagram and it's posted here on my YouTube page. But I talked about something just clicking in September. Something just clicked. Again, me being tired of where I was in life, me being tired of how I felt in my body. I've been very honest about how I have been treating myself as a highly sensitive person, how that has completely revamped my life, completely changed my ability to be in the world. Like, it just has changed so drastically. I don't feel burdened by being a sensitive person at all whatsoever. But one of the things that has stayed constant that I'm still having to like work with is my cortisol levels. And I want to say that it's almost ancestral for a lot of us, because it also happens as a result of like being in survival mode. And it's not that when I think of my survival mode, it's not that I don't have the basic needs that I need to survive, which is why a lot of people are in survival mode. For me, it's like having suffered with debilitating mental health issues for so long and like finally being out of it. It's just something that I'm having to deal with. And so that was something else that like clicked for me. Like, wow, like stress is really doing a number on you. Things need to change. You can no longer, and this is going back to like mental health stuff, but like you can no longer run your business the way that you're running it and do everything by yourself. You can no longer, say no to the things that are coming up for you. Like, you need to hit the gas and scale and accept help and all these things. And for my body, it was like, you need to change, really stay consistent with like changing the way that you eat, changing the way that you move, changing the way that you sit with yourself, just anything that has to do with the body. And so I did that. And in October, again, once I started to like move and shift, the resources just started to come to me. It's almost like I can see it right now as like a video game. I'm getting like a vision, like a clairvoyant vision right now of like, if you're in a video game and you're sort of just standing there, you're not going to get the coins. You're not going to get the prizes or whatever they're in the video game to get. And once you start moving, like, yes, you're going to encounter challenges. The monster might pop up around the corner, but you're going to be like jumping over hurdles, completing challenges, getting the little coins. Like, you're gonna be doing things. Like, you can only receive the blessings that you're asking for if you are moving. And so I am like literally moving my body and also moving and shifting the way that I am. And with that, I've been able to craft an incredible new self-care routine. And I'm so proud of myself because it's something that I'm doing things that I never thought I would be able to do consistently. That be it, go to bed at 9 o'clock. I am a night person. I am not a morning person whatsoever. I have never been a morning person. So for me to be in bed by 9 p.m. is wacko. And I'm doing it every single day. Getting 8 hours of sleep, something that's also been really, really difficult for me, especially after I became a mother. Waking up at 5:30 to work out. Who? Me? Yeah, I'm doing it. And I'm so cocky about it too. Like, who's gonna tell me something? I'm on the 5 a.m. club. Like, it is truly, I've been really like conceited about it. And because it feels good. It feels good when you're like prioritizing yourself in a way that most people don't, and you're able to talk about like the benefits of it. And like, you want everybody to get on board. You want everybody to like, you can do this. And it's been great. It's been really great to like wake up and like get my body moving even before the sun has risen. And like, once I'm done with my workout and I'm making my daughter breakfast and getting her ready for school and saying good morning to my husband, and like the house is finally starting to wake up, I've already taken care of myself. And I've prioritized that here and there, but I've steadily been doing that for the past 3 weeks. And it's been incredible. It really, really has been incredible. One of the resources that popped up for me that I'm now using, and the reason why I've been so consistent when I started to move and change and like go to sleep early and just do different things to prioritize myself and my well-being, is using this workout app. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but I've been following Noelle Benepe, who is an amazing trainer. I follow a lot of trainers and a lot of people who are into like strength training, a lot of women especially who are into strength training on social media. And I've been following her for years. And you know how you like lose contact with people on Instagram, especially because the algorithm is so crazy, and then they just like pop up right when they need to? It's almost the same thing that happened for me when I signed up for my Kundalini Yoga Teacher training, where like I hadn't heard from my teacher, Siri Shikar, in years, and then her post just happened to pop up at the exact time that I needed it in my life. And so it's exactly what happened with Noelle, where like her post popped up. She was promoting this 30-day challenge where you had to work out for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. You had access to the workouts in her app. You had access to a community. You had access to nutrition plans if you wanted them. And it was only $29. I was like, again, who are you to say no? Who are you to say no when the blessings pop up? And so I paid the $29, I signed up, and you know, I have my workout situation in my studio where I usually work out, and I just got to it. Today is week 3, day 3. Your girl is strong. I feel limber, I feel lighter. Something else that I've also been prioritizing before my workouts are mobility exercises, and I talked about this a little bit in my last reflections video for September, but my God, what a difference. Like, I'm not getting any younger. I'm gonna be 35 in just a few months. Mobility has become increasingly important to me, especially as I watch my parents age. My parents just turned 62, and so to watch them navigate like aches and pains and inflammation, it has just been so difficult, and I try my best to support them as much as they allow me to support them. But I'm like, damn, like I love them, but like I don't want that for myself. I don't want to feel achy. I don't want to feel in pain. I don't want to not have the stability to like move in the ways that I want to move, and so it's been a motivation for me to like really prioritize these like 6 minutes a day, like literally how long it takes me to like get my body moving. Like I couldn't do this a couple of months ago without like my shoulder creaking, and now I'm like ready. Like such a cool journey to experience myself, do things that I always told myself I didn't have the time to. It's also been really impactful on my journey to lowering my cortisol levels and really leveling my hormones out. And so, yeah, it's been amazing. I'm working out 5 times a week. Saturdays, which is my 6th day of the week, are for recovery. And then Sundays, I'm doing things to just like let myself relax, let myself stretch out. Lastly, something that I've been doing that has been great to counter the like strength training with weights that I've been doing is using my ClassPass account to book things like yoga and Pilates, things that are slower in movement that allow me to still work towards my strength and work towards this like body that I envision having a connection with, but again, are slower, are more about recovery. So I want to remind you that ClassPass is always offering a 14-day free trial. Whenever they offer that like month free, I like sing it from the mountaintops to remind y'all, but ClassPass has been integral to my well-being, mind, body, and spirit. And so you can use my link. I'm going to put the URL here on the screen, but you can also click in the description box to get your ClassPass trial free for 14 days and try out workouts. You can use it for workouts, massages, which is also something that I use it for a lot. Use it for hair appointments, nail appointments, eyelash appointments, which is also something I use it for, eyebrow appointments, like anything that has to do with your wellness, you can use it for. Something that I'm looking forward to using it for moving forward, because something else that sort of gets messed up when your cortisol is high or when your stress hormones are really high is your lymphatic system becomes really blocked. And so as I'm working out, I really want to start to like do that, work that out. And so I'm looking forward to using my ClassPass account to book time in the sauna and infrared sauna, which is something that I used to do back in the day and I haven't been able to do in years. And so there's a couple of spots in my neighborhood and in surrounding neighborhoods that I'm gonna start using my ClassPass account to book. And so yeah, ClassPass is just chef's kiss, amazing. So moving forward into November, I am releasing heaviness and calling in really enjoying feeling lighter and prioritizing the things that I have to do to feel lighter, not only in my body, but in my mind and my spirit too. Now pause the video and reflect on your body, what you're releasing and calling in for the month of November. Now let's get into the spirit. Y'all, I completed my 120-day sadhana on October 14th. If you're not familiar with what a sadhana is and why I was doing it, sadhana is the Sanskrit word for daily practice, and it speaks to the commitment to a daily spiritual practice. And so in Kundalini Yoga, you might see somebody commit themselves to a 40-day sadhana, an 120-day sadhana, which this was my first official 120-day sadhana by myself. It's serious stuff. Like, it really speaks to your commitment to your spirit and who you are as a soul living this human experience and what you want for yourself. I've done a lot of 40-day sadhanas, but where I was at in May, as I was nearing my 34th birthday, I'm like, I could do better. I could do better. I could feel lighter. I could feel brighter. I could feel more magnetic. And so actually, as I'm saying this right now, my sadhana, my 120-day sadhana was dedicated to that. Becoming more magnetic and really magnetizing light, because you are light, and magnetizing lightness. And look at all the things that I've been able to magnetize. Completing the sadhana on October 14th meant a lot to me because it's the day before my daughter's 6th birthday and the day before the 6th anniversary of the moment I became a mom. And those are two extremely important things for me. Like, yes, they're like one and the same, but also not. If you're a mom, you understand. It was like we were both being born at the same time. And it just, I don't know, spoke a lot to my rebirth. And now I'm like a newborn baby being born into the world and doing things that I talked myself out of doing for so long. It's just, again, I've said this 50 times in this video, but I'm really proud of myself for how much I've done and how much I'm about to do. And it's all because my spirit is so fortified. I honestly don't even have anything in specific that I want to release and call in terms of my spirituality in November. I just want to continue to release and call in, like, the fact that I am doing this on a very clear and focused basis. It has just been incredible because for the past couple of months, really for the past year, I've been in an integration mode. Like, integrating everything that I've learned from all of my teachers throughout the years as I completed my Kundalini Yoga certification, integrating with how the world is changing and what's needed, changing assignments, changing offerings, just changing. And now I feel like I'm on a steady path, like I'm back on the ground, and it's dope. It's really dope to be here. So releasing, period, calling in, period. Now pause the video and reflect on what you're releasing and calling in for the month of November. Now let's get into my hot and not list. I switched this up last month because I used to fill this with like, here's what I use this month that I think you should buy. And I don't want to continue to contribute to empty capitalism just because I told myself it would be something cute to add to this video. I used to have like 4 faves. I want to really do hot and not because there's a lot of things that like I see and experience throughout the month that I'm like, ew, like this is trash. And also things that I'm like, this is great. This is something that people should contribute to or something that people should buy. And so hot and not, let's do it. What's hot to me right now? Critical thinking, having your own opinions, educating yourself, knowing when to open your mouth, compassion, taking small and important steps towards liberation, your own and others. What's not? Soulless groupthink, aligning yourself with perspectives because you think it's cool versus it being necessary and compassionate towards another group of people. Not willing to budge on something that you've been taught, even though it's wrong and has been proven over and over and over and over and over and over again and over again and over again. Empty whining about your despair, whining about your despair, feeling like you can't do anything and then actually not doing anything. There's a lot that we can be doing. What's hot? Wellness apps that allow you and give you choices as to what you want and what you can do, that allow you the freedom to care for yourself in different ways, at home, in the gym, what you want to eat based on your lifestyle, that don't criminalize or shame you for who you are and who you want to be. What's not? Apps that shame you, apps that put pressure on you, not only to compare yourself to others, but that really pin you against yourself. Here, I want to pause and plug 2 of the apps that have been really, really, really incredible on my physical well-being journey. Core Circle, absolutely amazing, like social media type workout app where people can post their workouts. You can fist bump them for doing the hard work. You can save their workouts. You can create your own workouts. just an incredible app, especially if you want to keep track of like what you're doing and create a structured plan for your physical goals. And again, the Forward app by Noel Benepe, I do not get paid to share it. It's just been really incredible for me. And the community aspect has been really, really cool because you're seeing and engaging with people of all ages, from all walks of life, from all over, sharing their challenges, sharing their wins. It's been like really awesome to engage with all the women in the app there. Now back to hot and not. What's not? Not doing things and whining because you're not clear or structured on how to do things, and then doing nothing to get clear and structured and organized about doing the things that you want to do. And what's hot? Organizing yourself, doing research, organizational tools. Two of the tools that are holding me down, one of them I talk about every single video for the past 3 videos, it's Notion. And y'all, I just became a Notion affiliate. So if you use my code, I think you get a little something. I think I get a little something at no extra cost to you. Notion is literally freaking incredible. How did I survive without it for so many years? I do not know. It is so important, especially for somebody who has zero structure, because it has so many templates for you to get your life together. Whether you are a business owner and you have a team that you need to, keep tasks organized, or you're just a regular person who wants to organize their finances and their home stuff and maybe their kids stuff and clubs. When I tell you my entire life is in my Notion account, my entire life, I literally do not know what I would do if I did not have it in my pocket, because I have the app in my phone, I have the app on my computer, I can access it from anywhere in the world at any time, and it is so inexpensive. Lord, please, if you don't have a Notion account, I pose you this question: what are you waiting for? I also want to shout out Plum Paper, because aside from Notion, where I keep everything and where I organize my thoughts, and I don't have limits as to how much I can write or type or what kinds of images and videos I can add to my posts, to myself, to my notes, I really missed checking things off by hand. Like, I do check things off in Notion, but I really miss checking things off, writing myself notes with a pen and paper. And so I created a custom planner through Plum Paper. I created a planner with them, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, and it was so impactful on my entrepreneurship journey. I think that was the first planner that I created when I finally went full-time and really needed to keep myself structured so that I can build what I've created. And I'm like, you know what? I'm at a point that's similar where my business is about to be brand new again. Things are changing. And so I feel like I need to have something like a book where I could just check things off, take notes, have a book. There's something that's just it feels so good about having a planner. And so I created a custom planner, and it's just awesome. I was able to input dates that are really important for me, some of which are cosmic, movements that I need to stay on top of because of my work and because of what I do, and also because of myself. I need to know if Mercury's in retrograde, or when the new moon and the full moon are perfecting. I really, really love my planner, absolutely love. Again, this is not sponsored. I paid my own coins for this. I think I ended up paying $75 for this entire planner, which seems like a lot for a planner, but when you're able to build it custom, down to the words that it says, $75 is nothing. And this is a year planner, so mine is fat. She's fat and delicious, and I love her. So please get organized. Sometimes it's really that simple. Knowing what you have in your life makes the tasks that you think are really, really large really, really simple. And then you realize, oh, this is actually not that scary. I can actually take care of this. And so that's my hot and not list for this month. Let's get into what I read and what I am reading in the month of November. I finished Akweke Emezi's You Made a Fool Out of Death with Your Beauty. I gave it an 8 out of 10, simply because it was my first time reading this author, and the language, the way that they can string words together, I highlighted the fuck out of this book. And just because I was so moved by the way that they put sentences together, the way that they strung together the characters, absolutely incredible. And I'm so looking forward to reading their memoir. Also in my queue is Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's not that I necessarily need the information, just because I am very well versed on mind, body, spirit connection, but Dr. Joe Dispenza is next level. He's goals, like the way that he's able to hold these conferences and these programs and just gather easy 25,000 people in one room. To hear what he has to say about mind, body, spirit connection is absolute goals for me. One of the other reasons why I'm reading this is because I like to read the books that I recommend to clients, and since I'm back into doing alignment sessions, I have been coming across his work a lot more, and I know that's always like when I start to come across a resource over and over and over, I know that I need to start recommending it to people because that's the caliber of clients that I'm about to meet with in the next month. And so I'm reading Becoming Supernatural, and I'm also balancing that by reading You're That Bitch by Bretman Rock. Balance. Also, I love Bretman Rock. I'm not a big like celebrity person. I'm not into people on the internet. I've always loved Bretman Rock, and there are a few people that I do follow that I adore just because I see and feel their authenticity. Like anybody who's able to make money off of being a truly authentic version of themselves, I admire, and I know that Bretman is the real deal, and so I'm looking forward to reading their book. What I watched in October, well, obviously we watched Harry Potter 1 through 7, parts 1 and 2, because hello, Halloween. Speaking of Harry Potter, yesterday was Halloween, and I just posted me and my family's mini film that we created. We dressed up as Hogwarts. I was Professor Trelawney, Professor of Divination. I mean, duh, could I be anybody else? My daughter was super stoked to be Hermione. My husband was the Sorting Hat, and he was a good ass Sorting Hat. So make sure that you go to the description box or go to my Instagram page and watch our mini film. It was awesome. I think it moved a lot of people. I knew, Halloween is Halloween, but it's also like a sensitive time for everybody right now. And so I wanted to acknowledge the power that we have, especially the power that we have as witches and wizards in this world. There's a little witch and a little wizard in all of us. Since I'm talking about Harry Potter, I also forgot to mention the way that we celebrated my daughter's birthday was by going to the Harry Potter experience in New York. And honestly, we go to a lot of these, or have gone to a lot of these like experiential, like Instagram experiences, and this was definitely the best like we've ever gone. Like we've done Color Factory, we did the Ice Cream Factory, all these different things, and Harry Potter experience was worth every single penny. Like as a Hogwarts fan, not a fan of the author, but definitely a fan of the series, it was everything. It was everything. We had so much fun. She was like, "You guys are the best parents ever." And of course we were like, "Thank you." And we did nothing. Like we just bought the tickets. What else we watched? We watched Changeling on Apple TV. I'm all for the avant-garde, like the message hidden beneath what you're watching, read between the lines type of stuff. But at the end of it, I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, what the fuck did I just watch? I just watched Somewhere in Queens, I think it's called, and I think it's on Hulu, which is directed by and acted by Ray Romano. It reminded me of my family a little bit, like the dysfunction and just the way that they navigate love reminds me a lot of how we used to be as a family before we felt comfortable getting vulnerable with each other. And I just really liked it. I definitely recommend it as a movie. And because I try my best to watch any Netflix series that features Latinos, I watched Neon, which is the story of Santi, this like up and coming reggaetonero who's trying to make it in Miami. I really liked it. It was cute, even though it was an obvious caricature of like reggaeton and an obvious caricature of Latino culture, Puerto Ricans even. There are Puerto Ricans in my family. It was cute. It was cute. I'm gonna tell you this. I was so happy to see Courtney Taylor in the series because I am such a huge fan of hers. I've been following her since she was doing nothing on TikTok, since people were like tagging her in the comments of Abbott Elementary because she really wanted to get on the show, and then she ended up getting a part on the show and she was fantastic. and now she's on Neon. I was like, wow. I was like proud of her. Like, she's such a good actress and does a really, really good job. For songs that have been making me feel like this, make sure to navigate to the description box where there's a link with all of my Spotify playlists. If you're not a Spotify person yet, what are you waiting for? I don't want to hear Apple Music is better. Apple Music doesn't care about you. Spotify does. That is it for my October reflections video. I hope that you got the chance to reflect on your own mind, body, spirit, well-being, on your energy, where you are and where you want to go this month. I want you to know that I'm really praying for our continued strength as a people, that I'm going to continue to be as useful as possible and offer as many healing spaces as possible. One of the things that I am doing, which you'll probably be watching this after it's done, but I'm going to be doing it every first Thursday of the month, is offering energy tune-ups in partnership with Bumas, which was founded by my friend Soyla. And I'm super excited to be offering this free space. So if you are available first Thursday of every month virtually, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time, please join us. They're quick and powerful, and I think are really going to be helpful in not only getting our day going, but also just getting our month started in the right way. All right, that is all. I love you. Thank you for sitting here with me. Thank you for reflecting with me. I look forward to being even more proud of myself in the next video.